Hey guys, welcome back to the Physio Bros. Today we're showing you our 6-week 5K running program that is designed to improve your 5K race pace.
Now this is perfect for runners who are averaging between 10 to 20 kilometers of running per week and also who can run up to 10 kilometers non-stop. So let's get straight into it. Now the 6-week program consists of 3 different types of run: an interval run, an easy run, and a threshold run. Now it's really important to consider the spacing and the reasoning behind why we set out the run the way we do. This particular run is organized across the 7 days, and it's usually centered initially on the long run from where we start. For us, we love doing our long runs on the Sunday, so our program is going to be based off that approach. However, if you're slightly different, just make sure you look at the days 1 to 7, and you can change the days to ones that suit you. Just make sure the order that you progress the runs in and your rest days match ours though. Why the spacing between your work and rest days is really important is that this program is designed so that you can get the most out of each training session to your optimal performance.
So as JB mentioned, we're going to start by looking at the Sunday long run. Now this is our long easy run in the program, which over the course of weeks 1 to 6 is going to range from 7 to 9 kilometers. Now for those that love your Sunday long run, it is acceptable to add 1 to 2 kilometers if you can manage, but we would really avoid adding any more than that because this is supposed to be your long easy run. From here, this leads into Mondays or day 1, week 1. Now this is a good day to plan the rest of your program, know where you're going to be doing your runs. But otherwise, for the rest of the program, it's all about chill and recovery. So do whatever you need to make your body feel great, because you're gonna need it as you go through the weeks. So guys, go for a walk, swim, cycle, sauna, spa, do whatever you need to get your optimal recovery in.
So now that you're coming off the back of an easy run and also your recovery and chill day, your body is ripe and ready for your hardest session of the week, which is gonna be your interval session. Now we've got a variety of different intervals in this program of different lengths, times, and hills, and this is gonna be really good at keeping it bloody challenging, providing variety to you, and working on your anaerobic capacity, which is an essential thing to work on when you're trying to improve your 5K race pace. Now later on in the video, we're going to be breaking down each of these interval workouts, but Tuesday is your day to absolutely burn and work as hard as you can.
Now as JB mentioned, you've just smashed out the hardest part of the program, so it's really important that you get your rest in. So for the next 2 days, you're going to rest from running. So on Wednesday, it's a nothing but recovery day, and on Thursday, you can get your normal training routines in. So if that's going to the gym and doing strength training or swimming, cycling, or yoga, Pilates, then that's absolutely fine. It's probably the best day of the week to fit that in.
So now that you're well rested, you are ready for your threshold run. And this is the second most challenging run in each week of the program. Now the distance will vary from between 5 to 7 kilometers as the weeks go on. And it's really important when you're doing these runs to monitor closely either your heart rate or something called your RPE, which means your rating of perceived exertion. Now these two scales are extremely important in understanding for this particular program because this is gonna be how you're gonna base your intensity for your interval run, for your threshold run, and your easy run to ensure that you're doing each of them properly and to ensure that their purpose is met. Now, if we think about the rating of perceived exertion, basically it's a scale from 0 to 10 on how hard or difficult an exercise feels for you to do. For a threshold run, we are aiming for an RPE of around 7 to 8. So this is vigorous intensity exercise and it's borderline uncomfortable, and you should only be able to say a short sentence. This is a really good way to track the intensity of the threshold run because if you're doing it with a mate and you can talk with them the whole time, then this shows that you need to increase the intensity. If you can only get out a word or not even a word, then you need to drop the intensity to reach the appropriate target. Now, the other way to track the intensity of your runs is by going off your heart rate. And what we do here is we want you to work out your maximum heart rate, and from there, each type of run, your interval or your threshold or your easy, will be based off basically a percentage range of that maximum heart rate. So to delve into this a little bit deeper, the first step that you need to do is work out your maximum heart rate. Now there's lots of formulas out there, but the most simple one is just 220 minus your age is your maximum heart rate. So for me, I'm 26, so 220 minus 26 is 194. So that's my proposed maximum heart rate. Now just a bit of a disclaimer for using heart rate formulas to work out your maximum heart rate is that there can be some limitation to them. You might be someone whose heart rate runs quite fast, or you might be someone whose heart rate runs quite slow. And there's going to be natural variability from person to person with their maximum heart rate. If you do find that you're someone who lies outside in one of these categories, then we'd more recommend you to use the RPE scale to determine your intensity of exercise. So now that we've got that out of the way, we're going to think now about our threshold run. And the target of that for our heart rate is 80 to 90% of your heart rate maximum. So for me, if my maximum heart rate, as we worked out before, was 194, 104 beats per minute, the 80 to 90% range is going to be of that number. So that's 155 to 175 beats per minute. And this is going to be the target range that you want to do your whole run in, and that's going to be your threshold run. Now, threshold runs are one of your most important runs because they work on something called your lactate threshold. Now, what this is the point as you're increasing the intensity of your running speed. Basically, it's the point where your body starts producing a lot more lactate, and then the acids that are associated with it cause your muscle soreness. So as we train threshold runs over time and over the course of the program, the aim of doing these runs is going to be to delay the onset of that lactate threshold. And this means that you're going to be able to do more runs at a moderate to higher intensity without the associated muscle soreness. So when you're going out on these threshold runs, it's really important for you to know the intensity that you have to be working out, either by knowing the range of heart rate that you're targeting or by how much rate of perceived exertion you should be experiencing.
So now that you've finished your threshold run, it's really important to get your day of rest in on Saturday, which is going to get you nice and prepared for your Sunday long easy run. For these runs, you should really have your breathing under control and feel like you could hold short conversations. When you finish your run, you should really feel like you could have run for a little bit longer. Now, it's really important to know the purpose of each run. Our Sunday long run is all about maintaining our aerobic conditioning and also trying to increase the mileage in our legs throughout the week. In terms of intensity for your Sunday long run, you're aiming for about 70 to 80% of your maximum heart rate. Or in terms of RPE, you're aiming for moderate activity, which is 4 to 6, which we've discussed briefly, where you're able to breathe comfortably, you're able to converse in short sentences, and you really should be finishing your run like you could have gone a little bit further. So guys, there you have it. That's everything you need to know about the training program from days 1 to 7. But lastly, we need to cover a little bit more about the training intervals. Now at this point, if you're thinking this 5K running program is a little bit intense for me, then don't worry, we also have a running program where we go from 0 to 5 kilometers, which could be a good place to start. And this program that we're talking about today could be something that you could aim for.
Now for your interval training, you are aiming to work as hard as you possibly can and empty the tank for every single one of these workouts. What they're going to do is they're going to be working on your anaerobic ability. So basically your ability to work at the most high intensity that you possibly can. Now the intensity that you're going to be working at is going to be 100% intensity for that particular distance. So for example, if you're doing the 400 meters, which is the first week of the program, 10 400 meter repeats, you're trying to run as fast as you can for that particular 400 meters where you can maintain that same speed throughout the 400 meters. You're not trying to run the first 50 meters of that as fast as you can and then slow down a lot towards the end of the rep. So pacing the speed for the particular distance that you're running at is going to be essential.
So to explain each week of the interval program, we're going to start with week 1. As JB mentioned, it's 10 lots of 400 meters where you're going to have a 90-second jog recovery. Week 2 is going to be 200 meter hill sprint efforts, and you're going to have a walk back recovery, which you're going to repeat for 8 repetitions. Week 3 is going to be 5 1K repeats with a 2-minute rest, which could either be walking or jogging. For each 1K repeat, you're going to be running at a faster pace than your 5K target race pace. Now for week 4, you're going to be doing 6 800 meter efforts, which you're going to have a 200 meter jog recovery. Now it's really important that you maintain that jog during that recovery and push everything out during those 800 meter efforts. Now week 5 is the last interval of the program. You've got 15 repeats of 60 seconds on, 60 seconds off. Now in this 60-second on period, you're going to be going as fast as you can, and the 60 seconds off is going to be a jog. So stay active in that recovery. And you're going to really have to try and hold that pace for the 15 repeats. Week 6 is where we start tapering. So you don't have any intervals in this week. It's all about just an easy run. So you're going to do a 6-kilometer easy run as a bit of a taper to prepare for your 5K trial the next week.
Now guys, we are so stoked because we've almost hit 1,000 subscribers, and to celebrate this, when we do, we're going to be doing a giveaway. And what we're going to be giving away is some of our merch. So we're really stoked. We want to give away to one lucky winner. We want to give away just a plain black tee with our merch, an exercise top, a hoodie, and a hat.
So guys, to be in the running for this amazing prize, you're going to have to do 3 things. Number 1, you're going to have to comment below what you're aiming your 5K race pace to be after completing this program. Secondly, you're going to be a subscriber here on YouTube. Thirdly, we want you to check out our Instagram page and follow us, as we're going to be contacting the winner through our Instagram page.
Now we are so stoked to be nearly at 1,000 subscribers, and we want to do this giveaway as a big thanks to you guys for being part of our journey and being aboard the Physio Bros.
So guys, that concludes our 6-week training program to increase your 5K race pace, and hopefully you hit a PB. Now, to prove that we're not just talking the talk and we are walking the walk, we've recruited some everyday athletes to complete our program who are aiming to improve their 5K race pace, which we're going to show you in a later video.
Thanks heaps for tuning in. Make sure you let us know how you go in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.